Hey guys, so I'm going to do something a little different this week. Instead of my usual cover, we're actually going to delve into some guitar maintenance. This guitar, the neck pickup, has been sounding real weak, so there's clearly some sort of a grounding issue. So I figured I'd film the process, change out the volume potentiometer, and go from there. So hopefully you guys can learn something. Maybe I'll start doing more videos like this, some setup tips, more wiring, maybe some modification stuff. We'll see. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and we'll get started. Alright guys, so we got the guitar on my bench here. So first things first, we're going to have to remove these guitar strings. It's going to make life a lot easier. I'm just going to replace them with a new set. Yeah, so we'll start with that and go from there. The one thing I like to do is, I just wad one of these microfibers up and I put it up underneath the fluid rose to keep it from sinking down into the body too far. That just helps with the process. Yeah, because otherwise it just pulls everything down and you can't get to anything, and it just puts tension on the string. So just keep the bridge propped up. Some people use a battery, some people, it just depends on what you have. As long as you get something under there to prop it up, that'll work. Alright guys, so we got the pick guard off. I don't see any obvious signs of a bad ground or anything that's been disconnected. So my guess is something was just shorting out somewhere. Either way, problem should get resolved once we remove this potentiometer and replace it with this new one from Seymour Duncan. Should be better quality. We'll see. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to install the potentiometer into the pick guard before we start resoldering everything. It'll just keep everything in place. It'll just make for a much easier workflow. So of course we're into our first snag here. Apparently this pick guard, the hole's not big enough to accommodate this potentiometer, so probably modify the pick guard, drill the hole a little bit bigger, see if we can get this thing to fit. It's only just barely not fitting, so when we do that, we'll go ahead and get a drill and a drill bit. Go ahead and make this thing bigger. Okay guys, so we're back. We got a drill. Drill bit's not quite big enough, so we're just going to go ahead and try to bore it out by moving it around. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's going to be covered up by these washers and whatnot. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll get this thing to fit. Alright guys, so managed to make it fit. It wasn't perfect, but got it in there, and should do the job. Yeah. Let's go ahead and start soldering then. So right here I'm soldering the, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm soldering this outside lug to the ground of the potentiometer, because that'll be our ground. So when we turn the volume to 0, that's where the signal will bleed to. And forgive my less than perfect solder joint. I'm not the best at this, but gets the job done. And in this case, I'm going to tin my solder points. Just makes it easier in the long run. Right, put a nice pool of solder on the back for our nice ground point. So in this case, this is what would be the I guess the hot lead would it broke off from our selector switch here. So we're gonna go ahead and reattach that. This lead right here, this is the power for our 3-way selector. That's actually going to be connected to this lug here. That'd be the one closest to the switch. And then this middle one is designated for our output jack. So that's going to be our main power coming in. So we tested out this is how we test it. You put it on the setting, turn the volume up, and you'll tap it, and you listen for make sure it's making noise or not. In this case it is. This one is not. So this stuff is shorting out somewhere. We'll have to investigate it more. Alright guys, so after messing around with it for a little bit, turns out the culprit was this 3-way switch. Turns out it wasn't fully, I guess I wouldn't know how to describe it, but there's contacts inside, and when you flip it to the front, or the neck pickup, it wasn't fully disengaging from that center contact. It was staying too close and grounding out like I was thinking. So I think I solved it. It sounds like it's working now. As I test it, yeah, it's been consistently working now. I did end up having to change the wiring that I had, so now it's in just a regular humbucker setting. So no coil splitting, no nothing, just full humbuckers all the time, which is whatever. It's, you know, what I do with this guitar. So no big loss there. But yeah, so it looks like the problem's solved. Just gotta tape up these loose ends so they don't short out, and put this thing back together and string it up. So, alright guys, so it's the next day. We got the guitar all strung out. Figured out the issue. Happened to be the 3-way selector switch was shorting out, causing problems, creating a weak signal for the neck pickup. But we got that resolved. Neck pickup sounding great now. So I intend to do more maintenance type videos like this. My next video is probably going to be a setup on this guitar. I'm looking to setting it up in a different tuning for an upcoming cover that I want to do. So you know, look out for that one. So consider subscribing to the channel. Help me grow a little bit. Continue doing more videos like this, more maintenance, more covers, anything guitar related, really. Yeah, and hopefully you enjoyed this video and learned something. So thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you around.